All right, so today I'm going to take our Kario Fit T-shirt and I am going to save it. I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to go File, Export as a wavefront OBJ file. I'm going to click on over here on the right hand side, select it only. And I'm going to keep this name, T-shirt Kario Fit .obj, and left click on Export Wavefront Objects OBJ. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this shirt and I'm going to put it on one of my female avatars, okay? So that's what we're going to do. So now with that done, I'm just going to save this file. This is my, if you look on the top, my T-shirt Kario Fit. And I'm going to open up a women's dev kit. Okay, so I'm going to go to File, left click, Open. And I'm going to click Save. And then I'm going to go find my dev kit that I want to open. I'm going to use Freya. Freya, this one. Okay, so here's my Freya. This is something I was working on, so I'm just going to tab into object mode and delete it. Bring that down. So I right clicked, I went into object mode, I was in edit mode, and I right clicked on that shirt and I'm going to hit X on my keyboard. X as in X-ray, and then left click on delete. Okay, and I'm going to left click on my collection too, because my collection 1 is the body. So if I take this eye off, the body's gone. Put it back on, the body is back. So I'm going to make sure collection 2 is highlighted because that's where I want the t-shirt. And I'm going to go to import, and we saved it as a wavefront OBJ. Left click on that. Now I have to find my folder. Here we go, recent. I'm going to my recent. Click on my Kario T-shirt tutorial file, and here it goes. The MTL, you can delete that. You won't need it. So I'm left clicking. Oh, sorry. Oh, boy. So I'm left clicking on T-shirt Kario Fit. That's what we just saved. And import wavefront OBJ. Just so you know, I am using Blender 3.3. All right. So here's my T-shirt, and it is in. And I'm just gonna give the body a color because it's bothering me because everything is white. Even though I can change the T-shirt. You know what? I'll change the T-shirt. For now. So I'm gonna right click on the T-shirt, go to the globe for material properties, left click on that. And then over here where it says base C, that's a really base color. And this is where we have a texture in there. I'm gonna click on that yellow dot. And I am going to click on color and mix. And then I'm going to click in color 1 and just change it to blue. Color 2, I'm going to change to blue. Okay, that's a nice blue. Now, I'm going to hit G on my keyboard for grab. Then I'm going to hit Z as in zebra on my keyboard for the Z axis. That's up and down. And I'm just going to drag this down. I'm going to hit 3 on my keyboard to go into side view. I'm going to hit G on my keyboard for grab. And I'm going to hit Y as in yo-yo on my keyboard to, that's for front and back. And I'm just going to drag this out some. Okay. And now I'm going to tab into edit mode. So I press tab on my keyboard to go in edit mode. And I'm sorry, I forgot to put on my mouse key display for you guys. But you guys are smart. And you can see my mouse. And I'm telling you my buttons, right? Doesn't get any easier. Alright, so I'm going to turn on my proportional editing. And I'm going to press C for cake on my keyboard. And that is for circle select. So C for circle. And I'm going to left click to select this breast area because we don't want anything poking out. So we're just going to fix those areas. So my directional arrows are on here, so I'm just using them. And if you have proportional editing and it's bringing your whole mesh, moving your whole mesh, you just have to use your middle mouse button to scroll in or out to make that area bigger or smaller. Okay, so just for instance, I'm gonna hold my left mouse button down while I move this, and you see the circle is smaller now. Oh, you can barely see the circle, huh? Now if I scroll my middle mouse button towards me, the circle gets bigger. If I scroll it away from me, it gets smaller. All right, I want it about like that. So we don't we don't want that. So I'm gonna press Control Z as in zebra. All right, so that's good for me. Now I'm gonna press A twice on my keyboard. A is for Apple to deselect everything. I'm gonna press C for circle and left click and highlight this whole back, really. And just make sure you don't have nothing else selected. I'm press C for circle and middle mouse button to deselect those areas if you want to know. And I'm just going to use the arrow to pull out. If you don't have these arrows, you can add it by clicking on your global. No, by clicking here on show gizmo, click the arrow and then make sure you select move. See, that's if you want it. I don't always use it, especially on this laptop because my mouse is broke. And so sometimes it gives me a hard time. All right, so then I'm going to hit A twice to deselect, and I'm going to fix the shoulders. And I'm using my arrow. Okay. And another thing I want to do, I'm going to press A to highlight everything. I'm going to come up here and go to UV editing. If you don't have UV editing, hit this plus button up here. In under general, go all the way to the bottom and there's UV editing. If you got too many things up here and it doesn't look like mine, you're not going to have Simply Cloth Pro. That's an add-on. So don't worry about that one. Yeah, if you don't have any, if you got tabs but you don't know what the heck they are, you can always right click on it and delete. So I just deleted my animation one. Okay. All right. So I'm holding down shift and middle mouse button to move her up. I'm holding down middle mouse button just to scroll around. And I'm going to go into UV editing. Now in UV editing, I'm going to, when you get this arrow right here, see this line? I'm going to hold down my my left mouse button and just drag this out because I couldn't see what I need. And I'm going to select, left click on these two arrows. And that is for UV sync selection. Keep UV and edit mode mesh selection in sync. All right, and now I'm going to scroll it back over. Just give it half and half. Come close. So zoom in and out is your middle mouse button. And I'm just going to give this some seams off of the UV. Okay, now what we could do is we can also rebake. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to UV. I'm going to put seams. Left click on seams from island. And now I have these seams. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is rebake. So I'm going to go to left click on UV. Not rebake. Unwrap. I'm sorry. I'm going to go to unwrap and unwrap. So that made, oh, look at that. That made my UV better for me, to me, and for me. You can always rotate your UV if you hit R on your keyboard and just rotate it. And you can left click to set it, right click on your mouse to put it back. If you did left click and set something you don't like, you can always press Control Z as in zebra to undo it. You can also press G to grab and you can move it around. I'm pressing the right mouse button to undo that. You can also press S for scale, and you can make it bigger or you can make it smaller. Okay, so you have those options. I'm just gonna leave it. That's all. It's simple. I'm gonna leave it. All right. So what I also would like to do is go back to UV, and I want to click on Pack Islands. Okay, that's something else you can do. So I wanted to show you that. Now it looks like it's coming off of the thing, but it's really not. It's just right on there. Okay. And also I like to go to UV and go to Average Islands Scale. That helps with your texture. It evens out your texture. Okay. All right. So now, let me see something. Oh, we do have the base. All right. So our texture came in from the Kario body, which I already knew, but I don't know. Just wanted to double check. All right. So I'm gonna go into layout, and we got that completed. So now, this shirt looks super big for her. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hit A. No, I'm right click on my shirt, hit tab to go into edit mode, and I'm going to go to with everything selected. I'm going to go into vertex, smooth vertices. I'm going to come open this up down here, and I'm going to put the repeat up. You can just click on the arrows. Because, you know, the guy is bigger than the girl. So that's a little better. And then I'm going to drag it all up over here. And then I'm going to fix the booty and the breasts. So I'm going to hit A twice to deselect. And I'm going to C and just grab those. Make sure nothing on the back is selected. And I'm just going to pull them out. Some. Then A twice to deselect. C for circle select. And I'm just going to do this whole side right here. That's fine. And I'm just going to pull that out some. Now, since we smoothed the vertices, it did make our collar a little smaller. We can always fix that. But this is just a start. All right. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tab into object mode. I'm going to right click on the body. I'm going to come down here to physics property. So it's a circle that looks like a C with a full solid circle in the middle. Physics property. And all right, so my body already has collision. Let me just check to make sure that everything is okay. So we would have put the thickness to 0.001 and friction to 10. Okay, so the body's good to go. If yours isn't, then I want you to, when you come in here, just click on collision. You can tell my body has the collision because of this enabled eye. So you would just click on collision, come down to the soft body and cloth for the thickness 0.001 and friction 10.000. Or you can just put 10.10 dot and you'll be good. Okay. All right. So now, oh, sorry. I always yawning. I have sleep apnea. Sorry about that. All right. So our body is good to go. I don't have to do the hands or the head or the feet because it's just a t-shirt. So now I'm going to right click on the shirt and I'm going to add cloth physics. And let me drag this up. All right. So now for my cloth physics, for now I'm going to leave the quality. I'm going to put it to, I'll put it to 10. I usually do 20. But the higher that is, the better quality and the slower. Okay. It even tells you. Quality of the simulation in steps per frame. Higher is better quality, but slower. Okay. And then right here for the cache, I don't change it here because for some reason, when I do, it never takes. So where it says end, I'm just going to double click and backspace and have it go from 1 to 25. So it'd be 25 frames. And you can see that down here on my timeline. If you don't have a timeline, you can add one by coming to the edge or the top. Whenever you see that the two arrows, up and down arrow, right click and you can add a vertical split or a horizontal split. Okay. And then you would just change. It most likely will be this 3D viewport, and you just change it. So you would click on that little arrow. Usually it'll default to 3D viewport, and you would just come over here to data, no, to animation, and click on timeline. Looks like a clock. Okay. And then you have it, and you can drag it down when you have these arrows. All right. All right. So now, what else we have to do? So we set the timeline from start 1 to end at 25 frames. And now we're going to, in shape, we're going to edit, we're going to enable, we don't have to do sewing because we're not sewing. So we can close that. So we're going to go to collision and quality here. We're going to put 10. And then distance, we're going to put 0.01. And then come down and enable self collisions. And we're going to change distance to 0.01. Oh, my hand itch. Oh, I'm so sorry. And then we're going to come down over here and hit play. And remember, do not try to do this while in edit mode. See, I don't know why it is bunching up like that. Okay, so I don't know why that shirt is doing that. So let me play with some of the settings. So I'm going to hit left click on pause. Or what I could do is smooth this out, but I don't like that collar. So I'm going to jump to the first frame by hitting this. And I'm going to come into modifiers or no, in here in the physics, I'm going to put the quality up to 20 and let's see how that goes. And I'm going to press play. All right, I'm going to press pause. Is it still doing it? It might be the shirt is just too much space. But it don't look that spacey to me. I'm going to put this back to 10 because it's going too slow for me. And I'm going to take off self collisions. Let's see what that does. So I think the self collisions is what was causing me a problem. So the shirt. Alright, so I'm going to pause it. It's still too big. So yeah, it was the self collision. So we can take self collisions off. See all of the wrinkles because it's too big for her. Let's look at the sleeves too. So I'm going to actually apply the cloth modifier because once you do that with the physics properties, you're really adding a modifier, and that is the cloth modifier. And while we're in object mode, I'm going to apply it. And then what I'm going to do, oh, I don't like how that sunk in right there. All right, I'm gonna undo that. All right, that is at 1. I'm gonna make this t-shirt a little smaller on her. So I am going to apply the cloth modifier while I'm on frame 1, so it didn't do anything. And now I'm going to go into wireframe, and then you can see, look at all that space. There is a lot of space. So what we can do, show you an easy trick. I'm going to click off of the wireframe. Oh, you can't. I'm going to go back into viewport, shading under material preview mode. And I'm going to add a modifier. We're already in the modifier tab. That's the wrench. And I'm going to add a shrink wrap. Let's see if that helps. And I'm not going to change anything. Our target is going to be the body. So I'm going to click on this eyedropper and then click on the body. And then the offset, I'm going to bring up some. And let's bring it up one more. Okay. And then I'm going to click down, left click, and hit apply. And now I'm going to add the cloth modifier. Again, I'm going to go into physics property, add cloth, quality 10, collisions, quality 10, distance 0.01, and then hit play. I don't think it's going to get any better. I do have some wrinkles. If you like the wrinkles, you can keep them. And it's showing her butt crack some. Let me look at the collar. Okay, the collar is good. It's not folding over. All right. So I'm going to go to modifier and I'm going to apply the cloth modifier. And then I'm going to rewind this all the way back. And you see, it's nothing changed because we applied the cloth modifier. Now what I'm going to do is take it into sculpting mode. I'm going to put that to the blue, to the material preview mode. And I'm just going to come in a little closer. And I'm just going to use the smooth brush because I don't like that. And the more geometry that your mesh has, the more wrinkly it'll look. So this is the smooth brush. So I'm left clicking on the smooth brush. My strength is 0.136. My brush radius, that's how big your brush is 75 pixels. If you want it bigger, you can just drag that up or type a number in. The same with this. 1.0 is the strongest. Okay, just so you know. And then I'm just going to hold down my left mouse button and just smooth this out some. Now if I put it on the wire mode, you can see it's still some looseness here, but it's not as bad, but you can definitely fix yours. Put it back on material mode. Yeah, you can definitely fix yours, and you can do the process over as well. All right, so I'm gonna come back into layout mode, and I'm gonna tab into edit mode and make sure nothing is selected. Now you see our mesh is a little distorted. You can fix that if I'm going to select, I'm going to hold down, I'm in face select mode, and I'm going to, let me move in close. I'm going to start from here. I'm going to hold down Alt on my keyboard. I'm going to right click. Now I'm going to hold down Alt and Shift, and I'm just going to come up. To move up, I let go of everything and just hold Shift and middle mouse button to move up. Now I'm going to hold down Alt again and Shift. I'm going to go into X-ray mode, and I'm just going to hit C for circle select and just deselect some of these. Because I really just want to fix this part. So I didn't even have to do it that way. But I'm going to just try to fix this part. So you didn't have to do the whole Alt thing. Alright, and let's see if that helps. I'm going to do some of this too, because that is a little wonky. Might as well do that to the edge. And then I'm going to go to Vertex, Smooth Vertices. Then A twice. And that made it a little better. I'm not mad. We can hit A again, and we can smooth vertices again. Open it up down here and bring it down. Because remember, we had it on 30. Put it about to 5. And it kind of evens everything out for us. And then I'm going to just press C to bring these guys out here. I'm going to use G for grab, Y for Y axis. And I'm just going to bring that out. I'm going to do this shoulder over here. G for grab, Z for Z axis. Just bring that up some. Okay, you can always bring this up, the collar, if you want. So I think I am done. Let's put back on the texture. I'm going to tab into object mode. Right click on the shirt, but it was already selected, but I'm just doing that anyway. I'm going to come down here to base, and where it says mix, I'm going to left click on that. And I'm going to put image texture. I'm going to click open here because we already have the texture. If you want a new one, you can hit on new. If you want to open one from your computer, you will click on open. But we already have this one. Oh, I forgot. We changed our UV map. Yep, that's what happens when you change your UV map. Okay, so now we would have to do a whole new texture. If you start it over, get your men's shirt, and don't mess with the UV map, then the texture will also work for this women's shirt. All right, I'm sorry about that. All right, so let me click on that yellow dot, and I'm just going to put back mix and change the color. Okay, now it's purple. All right, and then you will rig it, and then you're good to go. Now let me just go into edit mode. I'm going to highlight, because remember this thing here? We're going to click A to select everything, and we're going to UV unwrap again. And then we're going to go to UV, pack islands, then UV, average island scale. And this will be our new UV. See? And then once that's it and you do your textures, do not mess with the UV. All right? And I already did videos on texturing and rigging. So you can go watch the Kario Fit series. There are 3 red videos. 1 was making the shirt, 2 is texturing, and 3 is rigging. All right. All right. Well, thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. Oh, hold on. Okay, so thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I would appreciate also if you like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell so you can be notified of any new um, videos coming out. And always comment if you want to see me do something, I will do it. I may try to start doing lives, so be on the lookout for that. And I would even take suggestions and everything on the live while I'm creating. Maybe you can help me make something beautiful. All right. Bye. Love you guys.